The Grateful Dead, who have become masters of merchandising in their later years, have just introduced a line of Panther Dream Alpine skis featuring artwork inspired by the Dead and by guitarist Bob Weir's sideline literary activities. We talked to Weir at a press conference about the Dead ski line and about the health of the band's lead guitarist, Jerry Garcia. Here's what we learned.
This is, I guess, the debut or the coming out party for a new line of skis by Olin Lunatic Fringe.
Last week, Lunatic Fringe, a division of K2, one of America's biggest ski manufacturers, introduced the Panther Dream Ski, based on Panther Dream, a children's book and tape written by the Grateful Dead's Bob Weir and his sister Wendy, and narrated by Weir himself.
It is mid-afternoon in the African rainforest.
Lunatic Fringe was already developing a line of skis featuring artwork based on Grateful Dead songs when K2's Tim Petrick suggested the marriage of sports, music, and art for an environmental cause.
To think about rock and roll, the blend of rock and roll and skiing, recreational sport, and environmental groups, I think there's a really interesting kind of synergy that's happening between a lot of different facets of life here.
Some of the proceeds from the sale of the skis go to benefit Rainforest Action Network, Cultural Survival, and an African group called ANN, African Non-Governmental Environmental Network. I came to the realization a number of years back that part of working for a living is working for a world to live in, because that's no longer a given.
Although the Grateful Dead's longevity is a given, this summer the Dead Camp was shaken up by Jerry Garcia's sudden illness, which forced the band to stop touring and left many Deadheads concerned about the future of the group.
I think it's basically going to be nothing but good for us. Jerry, when he's in good physical health, is he just has more fun. If we're having more fun, we're doing our job better. Jerry's fine. Jerry's in better shape than I've seen him in years and years. I don't think you're going to recognize him the next time you see him. We're scheduled to start playing again in public in December. We're going to spend the month of November in rehearsals, come up with a bunch of new stuff.
Grateful Dead's Panther Dream skis are on sale now for $535 a set, 7% of which will be donated to the Rainforest Action Network. In fashion news, Madonna bared her
Grateful Dead fans who tirelessly follow their band to the ends of the earth. But the band that seemingly never leaves the road did have to cancel some dates in 1992, some 6 months ago to be exact. That's because frontman Jerry Garcia fell seriously ill due to what Garcia himself termed a shoddy lifestyle. We're happy to report Garcia is on the mend, and recently when the Dead returned to the road, we caught up with him to see how Garcia was doing. Baby, won't you carry me back to Tennessee?
Jerry's healthy, he's looking good.
He could look greater if he lost another, 30, 40 pounds.
I'm really glad that he's back, and I hope he takes care of himself.
Deadheads are always happy to see their favorite band, but these California fans are extra happy because not only are the Dead back, but guitarist Jerry Garcia seems healthy again.
They always love it when I don't die. I always get a lot of mileage out of that.
Although he's laughing now, things weren't so funny back in August when Garcia was diagnosed with an enlarged heart and fluid in his lungs caused by too many cigarettes, a poor diet, and too little exercise.
I had some serious health problems, but it's nothing that that isn't reversible given lifestyle changes, and the threat of death is always a powerful incentive.
Garcia, who turned 50 just before his near collapse, has had to change his eating habits.
Just no meat, of course, and nothing with a face.
But he's handling it in stride.
I'm involved in lifestyle changes and things like that, which I find not terribly difficult and kind of fun, really, and plus the added benefit of just feeling very good.
The new, slimmer Garcia's first gig back with the Dead was in Colorado, which only weeks before had passed a controversial new anti-gay rights measure known as Amendment 2. That led some local Deadheads to put up a billboard protesting the amendment outside the concert site.
I felt very good about the billboard. I thought it was a nice statement on the part of Deadheads. And we weren't interested in penalizing our own fans for something they obviously weren't responsible for. I'm pretty sure the Deadheads did not vote that law into effect.
One show the Dead won't be playing is their San Francisco New Year's Eve gig, a tradition staged since 1975 by the late Bill Graham.
He used to start in on us about April. You know, you guys got to play New Year's this year, and we'd always say no, we're not. And but of course, by October, he would have, he would have coerced us into it. And without him, it really isn't. We did it for him.
With health and age as a concern for all members of the Grateful Dead, are they willing to consider slowing down?
I think we'll be playing as much, and possibly more than we used to. We're not. This is what we do. We're not ready. We're not ready to quit.
Happy to see Jerry Garcia on the mend once again, and I'm sure we'll see the Grateful Dead out on the road again in 1993. Here's what's in store in the rest of this edition of the Week in Rock. Nana Cherry takes us around her